Let's talk about the finals. I played it last night.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the deal here? It's another team shooter. Do we really
Yes.
need another one of those? But it has announcers.
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa, blah, 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 this happened, blah, 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 blah. Except the announcers are AI.
Yeah. And to be completely
let's talk
honest,
about that.
the people that I was playing with last night and none of us knew they were AI, and all of us were making fun of how bad they were the whole time.
So
and when
then
I
you're
read
saying
this doc, I was like, oh.
it's a feature, not a bug.
Sorry?
Because it's funny.
Sorry?
So you're saying it's a feature, not a bug because it's funny.
I don't know if it was good funny. We were mocking the game. The game itself was fun. I will put that out there. And like, do we need another? I like their take on it, actually.
Okay, tell me about it.
It's 3v3v3 or 3v3v3v3. So it's either 3 teams or 4 teams.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Of 3. And it's very objective based.
So it's PUBG then, but
very objective based. Okay. And there's no like looting.
Oh,
you pick your loadout before the game, and that's what you have.
So I might actually be able to enjoy it then, because I don't have to figure out exactly which micromanaged bullet fits in exactly which stupid gun that has some unintelligible model name.
Yeah, there's no Tarkoving here. You have your main loadout, and then you have like a reserve loadout that you can switch to when you're dead during a game. So if you're like, oh man, I chose a sniper, and this is a very indoors map where that would be very bad, you can switch, but you only have the 2 options. So there isn't a lot of switching. You can't pick up other people's stuff, etc. So you kind of have to somewhat
Really? You can't even loot other people's, like, just gun?
Nope.
Wow.
You have infinite magazines.
Oh, so
there's
unlimited
no
ammo.
Sorry?
Unlimited ammo.
Yeah, but you do have to reload.
Yeah, no.
So magazine capacity is fixed, but you have unlimited magazines, and like your utilities and stuff, they recharge. Sorry?
The word is clip. How to trigger gun people in less than a quarter of a second.
It could be, but not in this situation. It is magazines. But they're like if you have grenades or an RPG or a fortification wall or whatever, all of those things just recharge. So there's no looting. You never technically run out. You might just be on a cooldown or need to reload. One of the two. And yeah, it was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed it because of how objective based it was.
Right. Yeah. Instead of just being just kill the guy. It's essentially deathmatch. Deathmatch is
so boring.
The most boring of multiplayer modes.
We ran into a team that was the hardest team. We won every single game that we played, except for the very last one. I think it was past time to go to bed, to be completely honest. So I think that's why.
Wow.
But
what an excuse making gamer. By the way,
we won
now
every
that we're back
other
to sitting
game
right next to each other, you see how he's drifting out of the frame again? He's back to his old habits.
Am I doing it?
We have a monitor right there. Just look at it.
But I have to look at you, so it's fine. I will talk to you, Linus, like this.
Sorry, you have to suffer. What a jerk.
Okay. The team that finally beat us, they had one player who was just healing.
Oh, out of 3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like I had never seen a single team play that way so far.
Right.
We had someone on our team who had like the option to heal, but most of the time would fight. And then if there was like a break in the fighting, they would quickly try to heal people up, whatever. This person was full on combat healing. They were not shooting at all. They were just supporting their team. And it was really hard to beat them, which is interesting to me because supports are good in a shooter game.
Yeah.
That's not that common. It happens.
Yeah,
Overwatch.
Team Fortress 2.
Yeah. But it's not that common. So it's actually kind of interesting.
Back to
it was
the
fun.
AI voices, though. If you guys, I will admit that in the trailer for the game, I didn't find them obnoxious. They seemed fine. But when I listened to just some gameplay of the game, it became far more obvious that there were intonation issues or slight pronunciation quirks that made it seem generated. It kind of reminded me, I think the closest thing I can think of is it reminded me of the commentary of NHL 2004.
Yeah.
Like an old, like in the early days of sports games having commentators, when they were, the fidelity was high, but the variety was very low. And in the case of the finals, or the final, which one is it? The finals. In the case of the finals, the variety is very high, which is actually enabled, according to the developer, by their use of AI, because they can really, really quickly iterate on the copy for the announcers. But the quality is low, so it's jarring. And that's what I was trying to get at, that distracting vibe. Now, I got to tell you, if I haven't actually played it yet. So I was just watching people's gameplay, and what I tried to do was put myself in a mindset where I am playing instead of watching a video and listening for it. I suspect I'd probably get used to it a bit.
Yeah, honestly, the like quality wasn't really what stood out to me. It was that the lines were really bad.
Okay, so then that's on the game developer one way or the other then.
Yeah, so like, okay, they can rapidly iterate because of this. Well, I had a very good time in the game. Maybe they need to continue rapidly iterating the voice lines. I don't know. I also find it interesting that like they're AI voice actors, but like the team names are randomly distributed from a pre-selected list of team names that is really short.
Yeah, that was a funny thing to me too. Like I kind of thought that would be a justification for an AI announcer, is if you were allowed to pick your own team name,
which would obviously super sketchy,
which would obviously cause problems. I know.
They actually, that's something I'll say right now, is they need to improve their word filtering already.
Oh, really?
We saw multiple people with usernames that were like not cool, like at all.
Ooh.
Because they would like, oh, I'm going to take the first letter of this word and swap it with the first letter of this other word.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, instead of hate, it's going to be Nate.
Like Hut Bull.
Sure. What was I going to say? Yeah, like, okay, they avoid AI voice actors. So you think you could have like, I don't know, 100 different team names, because whatever.
You'd think that.
The Kingfishers was in like every single game we played.
Oh, okay.
And it's not like a super unique team name either. So you think like, oh, they only have team names that like fit the lore of this universe, whatever. No, there was the Big Splash, the Kingfishers, just like super generic sounding team names. So you think, okay, now just have a list of 300 of them, and then it feels fairly unique every game.
Yeah.
But no, not at all.
Now,
so it doesn't, to me, it doesn't like really feel like they're fully taking advantage of what they should gain from it.
Honestly makes sense. I mean, we're so early days here that like, maybe conceivably, this is a placeholder. I mean, they haven't stopped using human voice actors altogether. Yeah. In fact, they've been very clear that they aren't trying to replace voice actors. Their text-to-speech is all about saving cost and allowing them to respond quickly to new ideas. They say they
have
use
more team names.
Traditional recordings for scenes where actors' chemistry is important, but for these contextual in-game action callouts, they just wanted to use their AI commentators in order to achieve the aforementioned quickness and cost savings. The cost savings one is kind of quiet part out loud to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, obviously. If I was trying to put together a PR message for why I'm using AI text-to-speech instead of a proper...
I'm happy they're being transparent. I know where you're going with it, but...
Yeah, I probably wouldn't mention that. I'd talk about, how it enables us to have 300 different teams and dynamically mix and match them and blah, 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 blah. Which apparently they haven't done. But I think a big part of this is that just it's very early days for this kind of in-game integration, and there's no way around that.
I will say it worked like kind of surprisingly well.
Right. Just the
game felt pretty smooth. Gunplay felt pretty good. They have like cosmetic systems, obviously, because I think it's supposed to be a free game. All that stuff worked fine. Leveling systems seemed to be fine.
Are you going to go back to it?
Yeah.
For years?
I don't know about that.
A month?
Yeah.
6 months?
Maybe.
Depends what else comes out, because
Pretty
there's so
much.
much going on right now.
Yeah, and it's like,
And you've got other games to play.
what? Yeah.
How's Final Fantasy VI going?
Final Fantasy VI has been going really good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's actually been going really good.
Nice.
I'm happy that you. I have to commend you, sir.
Do you trust me now?
You did a good. Well, yeah. I would have trusted you before. I just never played any real fight except for 8. Anyways, you did a good job.
Oh, what did I do?
Because I was talking about part of the story being sad that I wasn't going to be able to do it anymore.
Yes.
And I could do it.
Darn mouth shut.
And you did great, because I didn't read that at all. I didn't get that from you at all. And then I go back to that thing and I'm able to do it now. I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool, because I couldn't figure it out. Because can you even do it early?
The old man and the cider. No, you can't.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, I feel so dumb. I can't figure this out. And then it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of cool.
No, he's just a weird old man who wants some cider the first time you see him. And then he's like a resistance leader later. Look, Final Fantasy VI is a friggin' like 30-year-old game or whatever at this point. I'm not going to worry too much about spoilers here.
So I'm at well, I think that was a spoiler for me, but I'm at oh no.
Oh, really? Wait, what?
Yeah, I just gave him some cider and he was like, I forgot what the password is. And then you have to do it like twice because you don't know what the password is, and you finally figured out that it's courage.
Oh wait, no, I didn't spoil anything though, did I?
I think so.
No, that's it.
No, he doesn't end up being a resistance leader, as far as I'm in.
Oh wait, no, then I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
I just mean he helps you rejoin the resistance. There.
Yeah.
He's a facilitator.
He's just happy you gave him alcohol, and he's like, oh, go in the tunnel, whatever.
Maybe the translations changed. Because it seemed to me like he, I don't know, knew he was giving you access to something important or something. But I could also just not remember properly.
I think that's somewhat true, but he just came off like a drunk to me.
Fair
that
enough.
Was like willing to do whatever as long as he got his cider.
Nice.
But I might have read too much.
So where are you up to now?
I finished all of the like 3 separate campaigns.
Nice. That's a really cool segment.
That is
game.
a very cool. I really liked how they did that.
Yeah, they
actually
split the party, and then you have these like 3 parallel adventures.
Yeah, you have like the super long one.
Yes, and then you're like, oh wow, do I have to do 3 of these?
I did that one first, so I was like, whoa, this is a long game. And then the next 2 were like super short, especially Locks. Locks was like incredibly short,
really short.
Yeah, but good, interesting gameplay.
Yep. Kind
of hilarious when you steal the first person's armor.
Yeah.
And it changes their unit name to Birthday Suit.
Yeah, love it.
Anyways, but yeah, so we're all together now in, what is it, Narsh?
Narshi, I can't tell.
Sure, whichever one.
I don't know. It's a game that only has text.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of grew up with their own headcanon for how okay, the Doma Knight. How do you pronounce his name?
Oh crap! Which I know exactly. I can picture exactly what he looks like, but I'm not remembering his name right now.
Starts with a C.
Yeah.
Next is Y.
I want to look it up.
Seriously, I've already given you.
Oh, is it Cyr or whatever? CYRE?
Oh, did they change his name?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, his name was CYAN.
Oh, I just do Cyan.
Yeah, okay. Apparently that's wrong. He was always Cyan in my headcanon. Apparently it's Cyan. I don't know. That's a spicy take to me. Cyan.
I know. Okay.
And derailed.
But yeah, we're in Narsh or Narshi or whatever. The whole gang's back together, and the town just got under attack. And the like king and the leader of Narsh have that debate back and forth where they're like, you're trying to ask us to spill our blood, and he's like, it's gonna happen anyways, you might as well be prepared. Sick. All that kind of stuff. Is pretty good speech.
Yeah. Good speech. 10 out of 10.
That just ended. Town is under attack. My whole crew is lined up, and I think I'm picking battle parties. And then I was like, all right, I need a break now.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah,
it's a tough fight.
That's where I'm at. It felt like I was leading into something big.
You were.
And I was like, I don't have time for this right now. And I feel like this is something that I want to like do in one sitting.
Yeah, it's a tough fight.
Yeah.
And it'll take a little while.
Yeah.
I finally started my side of the commitment.
I saw you launch Titanfall.
I did.
Yeah.
I launched it and played for about 3.5 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 2 sessions. It's...
Where are you at?
I am at the point where I have found the energy source and that is supposed to power their Death Star. And I need to get the information, the intel that I have gotten from the like dead commander who I found their body in between 2 floors of a building or whatever. And he has a special time stopping watch or like time shifting watch.
How long have you had that?
The time shifting watch? Long enough that I don't have it anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That part's really fun.
That part is super cool. And I was like, I realized that this is a gimmick because I am way too overpowered right now and they cannot leave me with this. Basically, you shift between
2 different timelines.
Being in, no.
Oh, it's the past and the...
Yes, you shift between the present when this base is like destroyed and decayed beyond all recognition, and the past when the Marine or when the major who was investigating it and trying to get intel in the base was investigating it. So in a way, you actually kind of take his place in the past, which I suspect will play out in the plot later in some way. So you kind of take on his role investigating this place. You get some audio logs from him and stuff, and you find out what he found and then continue his mission. But what you can do is with a middle click, you can switch between the place being overrun and there being like organic monsters and stuff, and the place being heavily guarded by this faction that you are trying to oppose or, resist against or whatever, rebel against, where there's a lot of like mechs and, mecha suits and just kind of Phantom Menace battle droids and also armored like human soldiers. And what's neat is everyone's position in those 2 realities stays consistent. So you could clear out all of the like monsters in the decayed present time version and then
have like a safe spot
into the past, see that something bad is there, pop into the present, go around to the back, pop back into the past, give them a wedgie, and then pop back into the present, reposition. And you have a cloaking device in the game, and it takes the place of that kind of because it uses the same mouse binding, but it only lasts for like 4 seconds or something. Like it's a really short cloak. If your only experience with cloaking is playing Crisis because you haven't played video games because you had kids and started a company 10 years ago, you're an idiot. So it's a really, really short cloak. It's like desperation tactic cloak, not like use it all the time cloak. Long cooldown as well. So replacing that with I can duck into a safe dimension and then pop out at will, and you'll basically still be exactly where you were, and I can just auto shot and get rid of you. Really fun.
The
Probably.
Mastiff?
Sorry?
The Mastiff?
I don't know.
There's 2 auto shotties.
I don't know what guns are called.
Does it horizontal spread?
I just pick up whatever gun I find, and then I just fire it at things.
I like the guns in that game, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't really worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, my brain is full of tech part numbers. I don't have time. I don't have room for gun part numbers.
Fair enough.
Really fun. I think the last time I can remember having this much fun with a game gimmick.
I'm very happy to hear
the
that.
First Fear.
Yeah, and like my whole review of Titanfall 2 single player campaign was this is the best single player shooter in a long time. Maybe not forever. It's been too long since I've like originally experienced some of the like legendary shooters, but in the last like I don't know 10 years even, it's very likely one of, if not the best single player shooter I've played.
I have to confess, I've never played a Call of Duty single player campaign. I know some of them are supposed to be really excellent.
Some of them are actually quite good. But
the first Modern Warfare is supposed to be really good.
First Modern Warfare campaign is quite good, but I don't think it's personally it doesn't beat Titanfall 2 for me.
Well,
but I did really like that campaign.
They have the advantage of having this futuristic setting that allows them to have
Yes.
things like mech gimmicks.
Yeah, for sure.
And time travel, time shift gimmicks.
But I don't
like
care about the advantages.
I actually find the mech combat the least satisfying part of it.
Yep.
It's
when I would
boring.
play online, you would like earn a mech by doing things. I think you had to like gain more score, and you could get a thing for it where it would just like pilot itself basically just inefficiently. And I would just do that all the time and stay on foot.
Yeah, because the operator or the whatever they're called, I can't remember what they're pilots. Because the pilots have this really cool, like, I never played Mirror's Edge, but I watched videos of it. So it has a very Mirror's Edge looking kind of parkour element to it.
And the skill ceiling on that is insane.
Oh, I'm terrible at it, but I can see how people could basically be unhittable with it.
You know that that tutorial run they make you do?
Yeah.
People do it in, like, if I remember correctly, it's like 14 seconds or something.
That's incredible.
Like, it's nuts. There's online gameplay of people that use, there's a sniper called the Kraber, which is a one-shot sniper. And they have like grappling hooks and they use sliding and they just like are shooting people while they're flying through the air and they just keep their momentum like for most of the match and are just like it's
so you can
nuts.
Wall run, you can sprint, crouch, slide, you can I don't think I have a grappling hook yet. Anyway,
I don't know. I know it's in multiplayer. I don't even know if it's in the campaign.
You can double jump, and doing these things together can help gain momentum. It's almost like sanctioned bunny hopping, in a way.
It's encouraged bunny hopping.
Yeah. So the more you do it, the more you are faster and difficulter to hit.
Elijah's saying grapple is multiplayer only.
Okay, there you go. That explains why I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just stay running and I just like kind of mash spacebar and crouch occasionally, and I'm already hard enough to hit for just like AI dumb enemies that I've died very little, other than when I screw up the parkour and I fall to my death. So
honestly, when I played it, I beat it in like one fairly long session, but one day, and then I think it was like 2 days later or something, I cranked it to the highest difficulty and beat it again because it did feel a little bit too easy. Which is not even something I usually like care about in games. I used to play Call of Duty where my brother and I would go pick up the new Call of Duty, come home, play the campaigns, and then we would play online afterwards. And something that I would do is that first time that I played the campaign, I would play it on like relatively easy and just try to like do weird things and try to break the game in different ways and stuff like that. And then later on, I would go through and play the campaign again on a much higher difficulty. But I just did it like fairly back to back with Titanfall because it was so much fun. But yeah, I'm happy you're enjoying it. That's cool.
No, I'm definitely enjoying it so far. I've got another game topic for you guys, but let's get through our sponsors first here. Dan, are you ready? Oh,
while he preps, something that I like about Titanfall is like that time shifting watch and other things that happen. There's one that's very fun that you haven't experienced yet. I think the time shifting one's my favorite, but there's one that's really cool that's coming up. But they don't leave it with you for too long.
Yeah,
it never gets tired.
Its welcome.
Yeah, it's a relatively short campaign, but I don't know that I would like it more if it was longer.
Got it.
I just like they give you something, you're still having a great time, and they take it away and they introduce something else. So you never like, there's nothing. You're never like, oh, okay.
So it's like It Takes Two, except without the boring story. Did you play It Takes Two?
No, I never actually did.
Really?
You've like,
so you're basically a bad boyfriend.
I've offered to play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Emma didn't want to play it?
She's like more interested in hanging out with the birds and playing with Lego.
That's fair.
Which is fair.
Okay. She might actually enjoy it though. Yvonne enjoyed it.
I want to play Baldur's Gate with her at some point.
Yeah.
She's just been very busy.
Accessibility of Baldur's Gate is pretty low. Yvonne is like, she's down. But like, yeah, she's not there. I have to admit, I have found some elements of playing it with her a little frustrating. As a seasoned RPG player, even if I don't really do D&D games, I will enter a town and do a sweep and talk to everyone.
Yeah.
And figure out, okay, what's the point of me being here? And she just looks at town and then maybe like talks to a person, but like we skipped 3 people and How are we supposed to have any idea what the crap is going on here? What are you doing? I
enjoy playing games like Baldur's Gate with a range of people because I find it very interesting to watch how different people want to play the game. So like I've played Baldur's Gate with Wendell.
It's going to take us 800 hours to get through the campaign the way she plays.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that much.
Yeah, yeah. I played the campaign with Wendell, and he, I don't remember the Dark Urge. Do you know that character?
Yeah.
He picked that one because he just like wanted a wizard. But the Dark Urge wants to like kill people all the time. But that's not really Wendell. So Wendell's like constantly fighting against his own character, which was actually very entertaining to play with. Joe, on the other hand, we've barely played Baldur's Gate, but we played Divinity Original Sin 2, which is another game made by them, where like the choices of things are very much in your hands. By the time we moved to Act 2, everything, friendly, not friendly, didn't matter. Everything in Act 1 was dead. The whole world, everything. I don't remember what happened, but like I think we like accidentally blew up a barrel or something in town, and we were just like, well, time to commit. And like we played Baldur's Gate, and you meet one of the characters that like could join your party, and I think they probably join most people's parties, but they're like, I'll just say rude to you off the start.
Dick. Yeah.
And then they just got obliterated because Joe was like, nope. So it's very fun because you'll run into people that are like, no, I need to like collect all the party members and accommodate everybody and make sure I have the best team to like min-max or whatever. You'll have other people that are just
everyone gets along
more into
they're all banging.
That's part of the game. That are more into the combat and just want to fight anything. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's the range of gameplay styles is very interesting.